Danish capital, land of the Vikings. Well, not those Vikings. Home for about 1 million people and, according to my estimation, approximately 2 million bicycles. So let's do what the Danish do then and rent a bike. I downloaded an app, and these orange bikes are all over the city. You find a bike, find the name of the bike, and just choose that in your app. Not that one. I'll choose Dylan. And then 48 hours, 139 Danish crowns. So now, as the Danish do, I can ride a bike. Not even remotely close to the most pleasant bike ride I've had. This bike was hard, but it's gonna be easier to get around the city, I hope, with a bike than walking in metro. I hope. To buy train tickets for metro or train is very easy in Copenhagen. You just go to any metro station, or as I'm in the central station, Grand Central Station in Copenhagen right now, and you just go to these vending machines. They are everywhere, and just choose your route and pay, and you get a ticket. No problem. Hotels in Copenhagen are rather expensive. I chose a cheap hotel. I just need a clean hotel with a shower and a bed. They got good reviews, so let's see how it looks like. Should be this room. This is totally good enough for me when I'm traveling. It's clean, I have a shower, I can sleep. I don't stay much at hotels when I'm traveling. I try to explore as much as possible. This suits me. I have to grab something to eat, so I went to Tivoli food court. And they say if you are in Denmark, you should eat smørrebrød. That means buttered bread with some toppings on it. It's a single sandwich, it's an open sandwich with toppings on it, mostly like herring, fish, other things. I don't like it, but fortunately there are other things to choose from, especially in a food court like this. Here's food from all over the world. I don't even know if this is legal or not, eating ramen in Copenhagen. Let's try it. Nice. And a ginger lime lemon. Wonderful. At the end of the video, I will make a list how I would prioritize staying in Copenhagen a few days, and I will also link to some of my favorite spots down below. How long you should stay in Copenhagen? Well, that's up to you, of course. I would recommend 3 or 4 days the first time. Then you would see some of the things on the list, and also you get to know the city a little bit, and you can decide if you want to see more of it and come back later. I climbed the stairs at Our Saviour's Church, and from the top you can see all the city. It's really beautiful, especially when the weather is like this. It's beautiful. I don't know if it's worth it though, because there's a lot of stairs. A lot of stairs. I have to mention Strøget. It's the big pedestrian street in Copenhagen. It's gonna be you and about 1 million tourists every day, but it's nice to walk there anyway. A lot of shopping, a lot of restaurants. You can sit down for a beer or a coffee or whatever. It's a nice place. And it's nice that they have such a big pedestrian area in the central city. And also the bicycles are like everywhere, and they have bicycle lanes everywhere. In Sweden, where I live, we often have bicycle lanes, but more in the suburbs than in the central of the city. Here they are everywhere. This is what happens when a street musician, a busker, finds a really good spot, and she's skilled. This is an educated musician. Lovely. The best time to visit Copenhagen, in my opinion, is July or August. It is a summer city. May, June and September could work as well. But it's also the most expensive and most busy time. If you want to go to Copenhagen to eat at their famous restaurants or go to museums or maybe concerts, because there's a lot of concerts in this city, you can go any time of the year. I went to Christiania. This is sort of a culture village inside of the city. They even have their own laws. I think there's around 900 people living in this area of Copenhagen. I've heard that they don't like cameras so much. I will be careful of what I'm shooting, but it's worth a visit. Amongst a lot of other tourists, of course, but worth a visit anyway. When it comes to street food, Scandinavian countries are pretty lousy at that, and Denmark is no exception. In Denmark you can get pølse, sausage, everywhere, but that's about it. Would you say that pølse sausage is the typical Danish fast food?
Yes,
Yeah.
a red hot dog or a toasted hot dog.
Okay.
So it depends what kind of meat you like. We have them toasted and we have them boiled.
Okay. What's most typical Danish, you think?
Toasted.
Okay. Just one of those in bread with some. No thanks. Just roasted onion and ketchup.
Just ketchup and roasted onion.
Yes, please.
Voila.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Danish fast food. It's not bad. But they also have a lot of food courts, both outside and inside, open daytime, of course. And I don't know if this counts street food or not, but it's pretty darn good. If it's your first time visiting Copenhagen, or the second time, or the 137th time, this place is a must. It's Nyhavn, means new harbor. There's a lot of cafes, pubs, restaurants, but just such a cozy, colorful place. And if you're into taking photos on Instagram, you will get 100 at least at this place. There's a lot of water in Copenhagen, a lot of canals. I wouldn't compare it to Venice or Amsterdam, but still a lot. And you can take this canal tour boat ride if you like. I didn't bother, but if you like, explore the city from the water, you can. talk a little bit about history and castles, because there's a lot of castles in Denmark and also in Copenhagen, of course. Christian Borg is probably the most famous one, located in the city center. And this behind me, well, this is a windmill, but behind the windmill is a fortress called Kastellet, the citadel. This was built in the 1600s to protect Denmark from Sweden, so maybe I should be a little bit careful because I'm Swedish. I think Sweden and Denmark have had 23 wars against each other throughout history. I think things are cool now. This is a beautiful place. Maybe not the fortress itself, but it's surrounded by a lot of greenery and parks and churches, and it's really beautiful. If you have the time, spend a couple of hours here, just relax. It's nice. And that is Kronborg Castle, where Hamlet used to live, according to Shakespeare. But he called it Elsinore or something. And this is in a city called Helsingör. Elsinore, Helsingör, pretty similar. Shakespeare wasn't that good at researching. Good writer though, but not at researching. This castle is very close to Sweden and was of course very important, especially in the wars between Denmark and Sweden in the 16 and 1700s. And every summer they play Hamlet there, and famous actors have been there playing it. Cool place. I asked a friend of mine who has been to Copenhagen more times than me if he had any suggestions, and he suggested this restaurant. And I really like it. It's a good atmosphere. This restaurant is called Skagen, and it's a fish restaurant in the central of Copenhagen. And it's a rooftop restaurant, so it's up above a mall, actually. I haven't got the food yet, but so far so good. I got a catfish with Danish vegetables, peas and potatoes, and also foamed cheese on top. It looks fantastic. Let's see how it tastes. Denmark isn't particularly famous for their food. They have the smørrebrød. This is typical Danish food for me, and good Danish food. But they are also the home of a couple of the world's best restaurants. Noma was voted the best restaurant in the world for several years, I think, and now it's Geranium, which also is here in Copenhagen. If you have the money, because it's expensive, time, and also the interest of an experience like that, you should really go and visit at least one of them. They are unfortunately closed for holiday right now, but they will be open again in the middle of August. Capital of a country would have some museums, right? And of course Copenhagen have them too. We have the Museum of Copenhagen, which shows you the history of Denmark from the Viking Age until now, and a lot of art museums. Recommendations from friends are Louisiana Museum of Modern Art. I haven't been there myself, but maybe it's worth checking out. And my favorite place, this. And all this is made out of beer. This is Glyptoteket. Translated into English, it would be something like collection of sculptures, and this was founded by the Carlsberg family. You know, the beer brand, that family. You can learn how to make things of clay. for me it's courtesy to learn a few words in the language where you're going. And the 3 words you should know before going to that country is hello, thank you, and cheers. Then you will manage, and you will get smiling faces back, I promise you. Hello in Danish is hey, thank you is tack, and cheers is skål. And the obvious thing to drink in Denmark, of course, is beer. They are proud of their beer, especially Carlsberg and Tuborg. So, skål. There are 3 places I think it's a must to see if you visit Copenhagen. First, we have Strøget, the pedestrian area in the city. Nyhavn, with all the bars and restaurants and all the colors. And also Tivoli. I didn't visit that this time, but it's a beautiful garden, one of the oldest amusement parks in the world. Wonderful to see. Some other good places, Christiania, and the tower at Our Saviour's Church, if the weather allows it. We also have the Marble Church, Rosenborg Castle, Christianborg Palace, and the Citadel Castellet that I showed you in this video. When it comes to museum, I recommend Museum of Copenhagen, Glyptoteket, and Louisiana Museum of Modern Art. There's not many places to avoid in Copenhagen. Copenhagen is also rather safe, but there is one place that I recommend, just skip it, and that is the Little Mermaid. Oh, it's a little statue on the rocks by the sea, but that's about it. If you want to see it, pass by it, check it on your list, okay, seen it, move on. You will be trapped with 400 other tourists and all want to take a selfie with the Little Mermaid. Nah, avoid it. Remember that travel is the only thing you pay for that makes you richer. This was my first ever travel video. How did I do? Please tell me in the comments. If I did something good, tell me. If I can improve on things, please tell me that also. Hopefully there will be more travel videos in the future. It depends on if I can afford to go travel, and also it depends on what kind of response this video gets me. One thing you can do to help is to subscribe. That way you don't miss the next video either. Thank you for watching. Roger that.